A three-point night by Jack Eichel overshadows the debut of Mitch Marner as VGK gets its first win of the preseason. The Golden Knights do it in overtime 3-2 as Shea Theodore buries the game winner. We definitely got a preview of how two superstars are going to be playing together. Who's going to score was the question. Well, last night it was Jack Eichel. We'll talk about it more right here on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again, everyone, from Las Vegas, Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. You can find us wherever you get your podcast. I'm a longtime sportscaster, a marketing consultant, and the host of the Saturday Sports Beat radio show on Odyssey from 8 to 9 a.m. each week. Chris, the owner of Silver State Cards and Sports and the host of the Hockey News Collectibles show with Chris Golick. Coming up ahead on today's show, we're going to be talking about VGK, one of two likely landing spots for a controversial goaltender. And later on is our weekly edition of What the Friday. So stay with us and make sure that you now catch us each day on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Tune in Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. in the afternoon to SSSEN on the YouTube TV channel or on Cox Cable 125. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com. Open your account today. FanDuel.com, America's #1 sportsbook. A little funky with the lighting today. I'm definitely not in an excess bathroom there, restroom.
You're in a tanning booth.
So the fans got a chance to see Mitch Marner in his first appearance in a VGK sweater last night, and we caught a glimpse of what Marner and Eichel can do together on the top line, what it might look like. Marner put the puck on the net early on, but Ivan Barbashev couldn't finish. We saw Marner last night quarterbacking the power play unit, and we saw an elite backhanded pass that was ridiculous from Marner to Eichel, who finished the play in the third period of play. You were in attendance last night. Give us your impression of what you saw out of Marner first, even though it was a sloppy preseason game.
It was a sloppy preseason game. That's what you expected. Of course, it was keeping an eye on that top line and more or less seeing what the balance was, I guess, between Eichel and Mitch Marner. And Marner early on was the alpha of the two as far as puck control, dominating the touches and everything. That's not saying Jack wasn't involved early, just the puck was on Marner's stick and it found Marner's stick. And you see his creativity. Eichel is a little bit better as far as keeping his feet moving and creating time and space like that. Mitch Marner is very good at these just insanely quick stops and changing directions. And I can see why the magician, I can kind of see why that nickname is following him around, although I think Mitchie is a little bit better. But I can see where this is coming from, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch when they are out there together and how they can push each other, Jack and Mitch Marner. And I still will bang the drum. I would love to see them separate from each other, but in the same breath, if we do have this incredibly dominant top line in Vegas because of what those two are doing, then great, let's go.
So Jack Eichel, 2 goals and an assist, including the apple to Shea Theodore on the game-winning goal. And he looked like just a very confident player. He wasn't jumping up or down. Yes, it's preseason, but no Stelly of sorts.
Shea Theodore wasn't even excited about the goal.
Right. Did you see that one goal against my Rangers where the player just scored the goal and walked right off? Like
that was great.
But it just seemed like a different demeanor, I think, more professional maybe for Eichel last night. I don't know if that carries over into the season or what was up with that. Here's a positive note. VGK fans. Eichel, 70% in the faceoff dot last night, on the dot. And he also said that not a lot of players can make that elite pass on that goal from Marner. I still can't believe that. Was it Barbashev on the second assist and he went through the player's legs? Who was it on the second assist?
I was verifying. Barbashev
You're
was
verifying my 70% in the circle?
Yeah, I was verifying 70%.
Why can't you believe me? Yeah, it is a little bit unbelievable.
I can't believe Eichel was 70%. That's awesome.
Right, 7 of 10. That's 70%.
Yeah, no,
as far
listen,
as my math is mathing today, bro.
Eichel's gonna dominate the conversation, and obviously he should. And what I like about the game, and there's a lot I didn't like about the game, but what I did like about the game is once the superstars decided to engage themselves, not that they weren't engaged early, but once they maybe turned up their compete level a little bit, the game certainly changed. First period, I didn't mind what I saw out of the top line. Second period, going through the motions a lot, really not a whole lot to see. But then the third period, as it progressed, it got better. Funny, shameful story here. After Eichel's goal, I think me and Chris made about another 45 seconds, and we left. On the way home, just listening to the radio, not even really thinking about the game too much. I said, "Hey, Chris, take my phone, take a look at the app, see what the score is." He's like, 2-2 overtime. So of course, scramble, put the radio on, and we heard they don't have dials anymore, radios, by the way, but
they don't have radio dials now.
Scrambled to put the radio on right away. We got to hear the call and the game winner and everything. So it was fun. But like I said, it's good to see that when the superstars really wanted to impact the game, it happened. So that's positive.
They turned it on. They did. You could tell they started to turn things on there.
Early on, though, there was some definite defensive concerns on both of Dylan Guenther's goals.
Well, and let's get to that because Guenther definitely hard on pucks last night. I thought
Guenther's
he played
a great player.
Well.
Let's start there. Guenther is not an AHL.
2 goals.
He's an NHL player. He's a fantastic player. He's a superstar in the making.
I don't know how the first one got past Aiden Hill, but now I do. Of course we do. He was flopping around, and the puck just goes under him, but well timed there by Guenther. And the second was a pass across the slot that he buried, but in both instances, no help on the back end defensively. I agree with you there. One time, the second goal, it was McNabb who just got hung up between two players, and that was just tough on him, but how come no help on the back end for VGK?
Both goals were scored while it was experienced vets out there, number one. So starting with the top goal, I got the visualizer up here.
The visualizer.
Yeah, I love the way we'll go screen later. But
are you putting that up there? Are you putting that up there? No, on the screen? Okay, it's okay. No, we're not that tech savvy. Okay, tell us what you got on the visualizer, bro. Go ahead.
Damn. Edge visualizer. There it is right there. All right, so here's what we have on this first goal here. Got the puck right here on the side if you're following along here. Let's start from this. So you got an exit here. Barbashev can't keep up with it. And then Eichel just overskates at number one. This is where the goal starts from. It's not the ending. It's right here. Eichel just simply overskates it, can't take it. And now the problem is McNabb is flat-footed. Theodore is too high. And then simply going to execute just a play where they kind of cross over here. And McNabb can't get the puck right there. McNabb is skating slow. Theodore is out of the play at this point, and it's can Aiden Hill stop it? And
that would have been great if the dot starts flopping around, and
that would have been fun. And then real fast, we'll go to the second goal here while it's up. The second goal again, like you just got a breakout play, nothing really happening here. And then what? Shea Theodore is going to be the one that comes in contact with the puck, and how this puck gets past Shea Theodore, I don't know. And then all of a sudden you got a 2-on-1. McNabb is just going to try and disrupt the pass. Obviously he can't. Dylan Guenther is going to be an elite finisher and do what he does right there. So
okay. There we go. We got back on track there. Hill stopping 13 of 15 shots. Who gets the net tonight as VGK plays the back-to-back?
Who was the backup? I don't know who the backup was last night. I wasn't even paying attention.
I didn't pay attention. It had to be Akira, but they said pregame that Hilly was going to go the entire
I don't think
game.
Akira will go if he was backing up today. I think it'll be Lindbaum or something, but who knows?
Who knows? And probably a lack of superstars, right? In San Jose, no one cares.
Oh, you'll probably see Stone and Hurdle and stuff and Carlson.
Okay. I said, okay. And then, the Mammoth, just 2 goals on 7 shots in the game, including the first goal on the very first shot.
Another positive defense, 7 shots allowed. Great.
That is great. Remember I said I like Cole Reinhardt? He definitely got into a nice little scrap last
I
night.
still
That
can't
was
find the
good.
fight. I've been looking for it. I can't find it. But anyway.
It's okay. But that's my guy. Remember, I'm the president of his fan club too. And you could see things happening away from the puck last night. You could tell us later on in the next segment who impressed you and what have you. But coming up next, we've got rumors of Carter Hart coming to Las Vegas. Oh boy. And those rumors are heating up. Stay with us next, right here on Lockdown Golden Knights. The NFL season is definitely here. And some players, some kickers can't even hit that zone that you're supposed to hit. And then the opponent gets it at the 40-yard line. Oh, okay. Back to FanDuel, making sure that you are ready for kickoff with a can't miss offer. Right now, new customers, that landing zone, it's ridiculous, stupid rule anyway. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. If your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the application. We definitely love using FanDuel. Why? Because it's very easy and player friendly. And of course, you could bet on the props, the player props. You can build the same game parlay. We can even jump into the live action as it unfolds. And last night was kind of crazy. No one thought that the Cardinals would come back. I'm watching dual screens there and what have you. But it makes every game more exciting. It's quick, it's easy, and it's definitely the best way to add a little spice and energy to your Sunday. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app today, and you could do it by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That is FanDuel.com. Go there. It's your place to place the first $5 bet. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Of course, find us wherever you get your podcast. We appreciate this is the end of a landmark week for us here on SSSEN. You can now catch us statewide. And I'm looking forward, Chris, I'm back in action there on the microphone. Looking forward to covering the Raiders this upcoming Sunday against your Bears, the Bears, for the Infinity Sports Network, previously CBS Sports Network, and you can hear my reports live on Gridiron Game Day nationally this upcoming Sunday. Little shameless plug. The hockey insider Chris Johnson said yesterday that it appears that the Golden Knights are now the favorites to land the controversial player in Carter Hart. Let's talk some about this controversy with a media member. This media member reports that VGK head coach Bruce Cassidy declined to speak with him and to The Athletic, which he represents, one-on-one, after learning what the topic was. The transparency or lack thereof of the NHL. Something to behold. And of course, the topic was Carter Hart and VGK's interest in that player. And moments later, the reporter, Mark Lazarus, the senior NHL writer for The Athletic, he was asked to leave the practice facility, and the press pass for the game against LA this week was revoked. They took away his press.
Welcome to the club, bro.
Oh my goodness. So according to the reporter, a team spokesperson said The Athletic had ambushed Noah Hannafin during locker room media interviews, and you asked for a video of that. But who does this make look bad? The Athletic reporter who they say ambushed, someone there and trying to get his story, or is it on VGK for the lack, again, of transparency in this case? Hey, if you are going to go after a controversial player, you have to be equipped to answer any question that is thrown your way, right?
Well, and Noah Hannafin did a great job answering the questions, talking about the locker room as a family. Anyone that comes in will be treated as such. And I thought Hannafin handled the air quotes for those on audio. The ambush, he handled it very, very well and professionally. The whole storyline goes, you have Mark Lazarus, I believe is how you say his name. If I said it wrong, I apologize.
So.
But
yeah.
Point being is Lazarus was creating a story about the two teams that are showing the highest level of interest in Carter Hart right now, the Carolina Hurricanes.
The only level of interest, maybe? Okay.
Well, no, the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights are the two likely
well-written
favorites.
Story anyway. Well-written story outside.
Yeah, no, it was a very good story. And point being is here, the Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore was very upfront and honest. And he kind of started with the company line about, well, we're in on everybody, kind of like the Golden Knights. But
Right.
Brindamore gave a very candid and professional perspective. You had what Stahl said. I think he made the comment, and again, I'm not making light
Well,
of
it wasn't
anything,
good.
but,
No. That was not good. That was not
but the
good.
comment, but the point being is it's players' willingness to talk and address the situation. And now the same reporter comes to Vegas and he gets a short up and back. First of all, he gets denied by Coach Cassidy. Okay, fine. That's his right. That's his right. And I have no problem with that.
You've been there before.
It's not a comfortable situation to talk about. So, okay.
They pre-screen every question anyway, right? Like,
what's that?
Did they pre-screen a lot of the questions anyway?
I've never, in the pressers I've sat in, I've never once been told
They tell you what
can
to
or cannot
say?
ask.
They say that you can't ask a certain question or no?
No,
Because no one's asked about it
again,
locally.
I will credit VGK Media in my time, about year and a half.
But if you asked at the presser last night after the game about Carter Hart, you might have been bounced like the national reporter.
Possibly, yes. But what I can say is, what I do know is no one has been, nothing has been off the table this season as far as on the VGK Media side when it comes to Carter Hart. There's been no known communication sent out. There's been no gag order, so to speak. So the main perspective I want to give here is Lazarus, I'm sure, contacts VGK. I need credentials for XYZ date. I would assume, again, this is where the assumptions start. I would assume someone would say, hey, cool, national reporter coming to Vegas. What's your interest? What's the story?
What's the angle on your story?
Exactly, which is VGK's right as well.
Yeah.
And so this is where you wonder what's happened. And at the end of the day, VGK they are saying there was an ambush happening. Okay, well, there's a lot of cameras in the VGK.
Yeah, you want the video. You're suspect.
I would like to see the video. Absolutely.
You want the video.
I want to see this. But whoever shows this video, of course, is likely going to join me up in the back of section 217 if that happens.
This is going to follow each and every player because you have 5 players. And again, we don't want to go in depth on everything here.
McLeod and Hart are the 2 likely that are coming back to the NHL.
Correct. And Hockey Canada, there was the controversy. And right now, if you sign any of the 5 players, it's a proverbial hot potato. You like,
sure.
And again, I don't blame the fans for being opposed to this.
No.
And if we do see a signing of Carter Hart, more importantly, you wonder what VGK, how they would handle this, right? Because they haven't
announced the Jack Eichel signing the same day.
Someone said,
I saw that on Twitter.
Someone said to announce the Eichel sign. They counterbalance it. They listen to our show and watch it way too much. And you have a feeling, and I posted it yesterday after the show, but you and I are both of the belief that Carter Hart may have been or might still be here in Las Vegas. Something is up on that end. And how can VGK take a chance on Carter Hart? And again, how would they explain it, more importantly, to the fans? You can't just, go in there and poo-poo things and someone asks you if Bill Foley signed off and you just smirk and do whatever. How would they handle this? It's a very, very sensitive topic. Very sensitive.
VGK has shown no fear as far as signing players and coaches with pasts, with histories, with documented public histories. And the VGK locker room is very strong. They have done a great job at rehabilitating players. They've done a great job at taking on players with challenged circumstances. Nothing compares to what's happening with the Team Canada situation. I want to make sure I'm clear about that. And I don't want to get this mixed up, but in the same breath, VGK has seen situations where players do have a past. They have a situation. They have something that happened. And there's a strong locker room to help them rehab, if you will, to help them become better humans, to help them become better players. And on the hockey side, Kelly McCrimmon sees a starting goaltender, a fantastic starting goaltender when he was on his game.
Right. 906.
That he can pick up on a dime.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It doesn't make sense to me as far as the PR.
The hockey side makes sense to me. the
Okay,
hockey side.
yeah, but I
I'm
don't know how we're
separating
gonna.
hockey and
Yeah,
PR, and
no,
now
no,
I'm
no.
putting in Kelly McCrimmon's history here of what he's
Okay,
done.
yeah, but if it does occur, he needs to explain to the nth degree to the fans
When
because
it
fans are pretty
occurs.
fired up.
When it occurs.
Coming up next, it is WTF Day, and it is here. What the Friday on
That
the
was the
way
last
next.
segment.
Unlocked. That was sort of WTF. Coming up next on Lockdown Golden Knights. Welcome back on Lockdown Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick. Do we have to make any disclaimers? It's time for WTF, of course. So if you are new to the show, tuning in, of course, on SSSEN and Parts Unknown, each and every Friday we do a segment called WTF. No, this is family friendly. It's What the Friday. And we get a lot of comments from you, the fan, and we like to also spout off ourselves. So my WTFs begin with, how does VGK allow a goal on the Mammoth's first shot of the game? I think that was, well, first they had a first shot, and then the official scorer took the first shot off the board to enable the Mammoth.
I'll go talk. I know the guy. I'll go talk to the guys who did that. I know
Can
them.
you
I'll go
please?
talk.
WTF. Another WTF. I am still perplexed. I think that might be the right word, by the Alex Pietrangelo presser. I still don't know why he held his press conference. No idea, other than to say, hey, I'm still here, and not to count him out from playing once again. He said he's rehabbing and that he bypassed any sort of surgery right now on his hip injuries. And what if the doctors, this would be so VGK like, what if the doctors suddenly give him the clean bill of health and he's able to come back? And what does VGK do then? I just keep thinking Petro's a veteran. He wants to play. He has the itch, and he hopes to return, if not this season, then next. WTF.
Yeah, that's a fair question. So one of my biggest problems, and I shared this same perspective with many of the regulars going to Silver Night games when they moved to Lee. Well, Dollar Loan Center, now Lee's Family Forum. It was insanely loud. We were all sending emails to our season ticket reps.
Get off my lawn.
The decimal meter was getting in the 90s, like not like peaking,
You have
but
it on
like
your phone?
average in the 90s.
You have it on your phone?
Oh, yeah, I absolutely have it on my phone.
Okay,
We were all screenshotting and sending it to our season ticket reps like, this is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So I read on Tuesday's game, some people were complaining about the volume during warmups and things like that. And sure enough, we get in there and my ears just want to explode. Yes, I'm getting old and grumpy, fine, whatever. But it was averaging about 82, 83 in warmups, which is a little bit. I never felt like a headache and stuff from it before. So, point being is, if you felt, my biggest concern isn't necessarily T-Mobile being loud. It's how much louder is Lee's Family Forum going to be. So I'll start my WTF there. And then as I'm sitting comfortably, I think it was after warmups are over, I hear WTF. Looking around, here's John Price out of nowhere. John Price is in Vegas, so we got to catch up with John Price, very loyal listener for a number of years to the channel, and
that's great.
VGK fan in Toronto, coming down here, hanging out, and great to see him, and glad he made the trip.
Oh, that's super. That's so cool that you get a chance to meet up with some of our good friends that we've made
over the shoulder. WTF?
I love that guy. That's super.
Or you with the Friday, actually, but yeah.
So just, so a lot of people blame the sound and the levels on DJ Joe Green.
No, it's not.
So
DJ
he put
Joe
out.
Green, no.
So Joe, a good friend, right?
Yeah, Joe's great.
And so Joe tweeted out at one of the Aces games a reminder: I am not in charge of the volume. So the fans. So it's not me. I didn't do that. Mitchie last night. I can't.
Mitchie, I like it. We're gonna go with Mitchie, Tony. Let's just stick to Mitchie.
Last night, we saw Mitch last on the ice in pregame. And I don't think even the reporters have no clue about the tradition there. Did he have a skating partner like he did in Toronto with Austin Matthews? So it was a pregame ritual. Matthews in the game the other night. So what they would do was it would be Marner and Matthews, the two last players to be on the ice before they got kicked off. And Marner, as part of this pregame ritual, he would hit a puck, over the glass, carry it over and give it to a fan, and that would be it. Fans get fired up. So Matthews the other night was skating alone pregame before he got kicked off the ice versus Ottawa, the last player on the ice. Little drama-rama. And Mitchie, you said I think you took a video or a photo, and I don't know if you realize what you did, but he was the last player on the ice. But
yeah,
it was just by himself, right? He was the final player.
Eichel and Theodore are right in front of him.
Okay, so they were in front of him, but I wonder what that ritual might look like. But he was the final player off the ice, right?
He was the final player, but I don't think
no one
Jack
knows about the ritual. They
cares.
just go. Someone I tweeted out, a reporter-like person said, "Oh yeah, Marner, last player off the ice." Okay, nothing else, no substance, because they don't understand that was a ritual and stinking T-Dot in Toronto. WTF? Do you have any?
I think Corey Perry has one of the funniest rituals as far as last player on the ice. He waits, and then when the other team is off the ice, he fires a puck all the way down into the net, into the empty net, and then he makes sure to celebrate. He celebrates it as he skates off and everything, and that's it's pretty funny.
Okay. Do you have any other WTFs from?
No,
fans?
not really. I was going through here. I'm actually going more about Mark Lazarus, and
yeah,
I think people.
I'm like, oh yeah, this is something that we do, right? We've got this this weekly occurrence here where we get
real fast. I'll jump in one more about Mark Lazarus here. So Mark Lazarus is not just some random beat writer that just pops up for a story here. He's a very accomplished individual, 64,000 Twitter followers, and probably does very, very well at writing articles and earning a living doing so just simply by his click counts on Twitter. And this isn't just some schmuck that showed up here.
No, he's a senior NHL writer.
Covered a lot of things.
He's a senior NHL writer for The Athletic. He's top guy for the NHL reporter.
I almost wonder if VGK set him up for a trap. Just wait for the second the question was asked and boom. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm spitballing here, but give him some credit, and VGK I think owes some clarification on
this. Thanks to all the comments that we read from all the fans.
There's a lot of great comments and a lot of good perspectives on this whole thing.
Not just on that. I'm talking about everything. It's WTF day, bro.
It is.
T.A. Nyman was talking about WTF, all these injuries in the NHL. Jamie Benn needs surgery to repair a collapsed lung, and Sasha Barkov goes down yesterday, the latest two. No tweaks there. No tweaks.
No.
Those are more than tweaks. But when you have a non-contact injury, a lot of times that's a bad injury. I think something your knee just gives out, what have you. We appreciate everyone tuning in, especially our everydayers tuning in around the world. And of course, we'll be back again on Monday with a lot of new content from my man, Chris Golick, Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you Monday right here on Lockdown Golden Knights.